Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number nine of my 31 favorite keyboard players of all time. Yep, we've been counting down each and every day here this month in July 2025. Favorite keyboard players across all genres: metal, rock, pop, fusion, jazz, blues, you name it, whatever the genre, pick from it. Pick your favorites. We're counting down to number one, which will be revealed in very short time, in eight days from now on the 31st. But today we're going to take a look at a guy. I will have to say, I think this might have been the hardest one to pick like favorites from. It wasn't hard to put him so high on my list. That was a given. But when it came time to figure out which are my three favorite albums featuring his playing and favorite song, near impossible because you could have picked anything. So let's bring to the stage here my pick for number nine, none other than Derek Sherinian, of course, who's played with everybody, right? Great solo artist. He's got a whole bunch of really, really fantastic solo records. Played with Dream Theater, played with Kiss, played with Yngwie Malmsteen, Sons of Apollo, currently in Black Country Communion, Billy Idol. He's played with everybody. You look at his discography, he's done all sorts of guest appearances. Rick Labonte, right? Recorded with Rick Labonte as well. So yeah, Derek has just been an amazing, amazing keyboard player for so many years. And I always really liked him because I love his attack on the keyboards because he kind of like thinks like a guitar player. You know how much I like guitar players, right? And I've always felt that his style is like he's got that kind of wild recklessness about him. He can do the soft gentle stuff too, but he plays keyboards like a guitar. He's got like a guitar player mentality. And I think that Derek, in the few times I've talked to Derek, I think he has a appreciation for so many of the virtuoso musicians that so many of us love. And I think that's kind of ingrained in his DNA. He loves all those classic guitar players like we all do, and the shredders and the amazing keyboard players. And he's just kind of dedicated his craft to putting together and creating virtuoso music that, pays homage to some of those great virtuosos that came before him. And I tell you, to this day, as much as I love Jordan Rudess and Dream Theater, I still wish that we got like another album or two featuring Derek in Dream Theater, but was not to be. But we did get Sons of Apollo, which is kind of cool. So anyway, let's talk about. Oh, and by the way, what uh, instruments does he use? So big Hammond organ guy. He loves his Moog and his Fender Rhodes electric piano. He, for many, many years, I'm not sure if he still uses it, but the Nord Lead 3 was one of his big keyboard rigs that he used quite extensively for a number of years. But also big on the clavinets, the Prophet, Korg Trinity, Korg Kronos, Roland Phantom X7, right? All sorts of things. Mini Moog Voyager XL. So yeah, he's a guy, he's a gear guy. He utilizes basically anything and everything in his arsenal. So yeah, an amazing player. And let's talk about switch this around, turn off the presents, talk about my favorite albums. Again, almost impossible to pick. Almost impossible to pick. I considered everything. And if Derek is watching, my apologies. I really wanted to pick one of your solo albums, which I absolutely love, but then I couldn't figure out which one because they're all so amazing. And I'm like, so I'm just gonna, as a given, any and all of his solo records could be on here. Any of them, any of them. Like I love that last one so much. But I'm gonna go a little different route here today to kind of give you a little bit of everything here. Uh, The Change of Seasons by Dream Theater, specifically for the epic title track. Amazing playing on here. The organ work is killer. The synth work is killer. It's an amazing, amazing composition to begin with, and what a way to introduce yourself into a band than on this particular song. Absolutely amazing. It was with this song, this EP or album. It's actually a full length album, but it's the big long title track and then a bunch of covers and things. But I remember how stoked I was that he was the new guy. He replaced Kevin Moore in this band, and how blown away I was by his playing on this album and how well they gelled together. So that's going to be my first pick. Epic, epic composition with some killer playing from him. Next up, again, I could have picked all three of this band's albums to represent my three favorite albums because they're all incredible. I'm going to go with Planet X Moon Baby. So this is, of course, the anthology that came out a couple years ago, which contains Universe, Moon Babies, and Quantum, and the live album Live from Oz. Moon Babies is the second album. Killer. Tony McAlpine, and Virgil Donadia, the band, right? It's absolutely incredible. The title track Moon Babies is so good. How about the Noble Savage? Drop Dead Killer. I mean, anything you pick on here is great, right? Ground Zero, so good. Digital Vertigo, Ignotus per Ignotium. The interplay between the players, and I think the height of some of his like shredding keyboard work. You get on his solo records too, but man, and Planet X just amazing, but all very, very melodic and tuneful. I mean, these guys were totally onto something. Totally onto something. Yeah. So I mean, had to pick Moon Babies. But again, you could pick Universe or Quantum as well. So I'm saying there's really, you can pick anything from this huge, immense catalog that he's done. And my third album, I'm going to go with the Psychotic Symphony debut album from Sons of Apollo. I mean, was this my favorite album of the year when it came out? And what is it, 2017? It might have been, or it was definitely in the top three. I still love listening to this. Second album is really good too, but I think that the debut kind of tops it. This is basically, so if everything I was talking about before, how I wished we got more Dream Theater albums with him on it. Sons of Apollo was kind of like one of those Dream Theater offshoot bands that I think really, really delivered. You got Bumblefoot on here, you got Portnoy on here, Billy Sheehan, Jeff Scott Soto and Derek, and I think it just really clicked here. There's some killer stuff on here. God of the Sun is amazing. His keyboard sounds on this album are just absolutely immense, and he doesn't sound like anybody else. Like I mentioned before, he incorporates all of his influences, but he has a sound all his own. Just absolutely killer. Lost in Oblivion, so good on here. Opus Maximus, Coming Home, Signs of the Time, Labyrinth. I mean, just can list every song on here. It's all great. But listen to God of the Sun. That just will pull you right in. He's doing some killer shredding stuff on there alongside all these other killer players, right? That's one great thing about this band. I think everybody was such a ridiculous player. They all got plenty of time to shine, but it all sounded pretty cohesive. So had to pick that. But again, like I said, go listen to any of Derek's solo albums. Eric Porter's probably watching. He will agree. Derek's got an amazing solo catalog, and I feel really bad that I didn't pick one of his solo records because he plays amazing on them. But that's the cool thing. His solo albums are not meant to just be, hey, it's all me. Here we go. He brings all these cool guests on, drums. He's done all these. Simon Phillips has appeared on a bunch of them. He brings in all these guest guitar players and stuff. So it's not like the Derek Sherinian show. It's like, here's me and my friends creating some cool music together. That's really cool, right? It's like, I don't know if he ever really did just an album. It's like, oh, this is just me. He brings in all sorts of great people and creates these amazing albums. So basically, here I am. My pick number four is going to be the whole Derek Sherinian catalog. It's great. As far as my favorite performance in a song, almost impossible. Almost impossible. I decided to go with a track that I think is really underrated in the Dream Theater catalog that he appeared on. And it's not like he's doing like a shit ton of amazing solos. There's probably songs that have better solos from him, but I love the vibe he's got going on in the song. He does this very cool, spacey, um, atmospheric kind of intro on this song, which I think just helps drive the song. And then he's doing all sorts of other cool stuff underneath the amazing guitar playing that John Petrucci's doing. And that is Lines in the Sand from Falling into Infinity. Lines in the Sand is 12 minutes long. It's amazing. There's some wonderful piano in it. The synth work is amazing. There's some organ there. It's a little bit of everything from Derek. But man, that whole opening, like kind of 2 minutes that leads into the faster, heavier part of the song is just absolute genius. It's so wonderful to listen to. There's other great, I mean, his solo in Burning My Soul is crazy good, right? Crazy good. Peruvian Skies is doing some great Pink Floyd, like right style keyboard stuff from Pink Floyd on there, which is great. Trail of Tears, sorry. That's another big epic on here. It's doing some great stuff on that as well. But I'm going to go with Lines in the Sand, which I think is just a really cool song. And really, he helped kind of really build that song to be as great as it is, right? It's one of the hidden gems. And I will say, a lot of us were kind of crapping on this album back in the day when this first came out. Listen to this album today. It's actually pretty damn good. May not be one of their best, but I think it's highly underrated. And you take out a couple of the really commercial songs on here, the rest is just vintage Dream Theater. totally is. And I saw the last show he ever did with Dream Theater at the Chance here in Poughkeepsie, New York, and it was pretty emotional. And I was kind of sad to see him go because I think they could have done other great things. But his replacement has been fantastic, right? So you really can't bitch about it all that much. But I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Derek Sherinian in Dream Theater and basically everything that he does. He's one of my favorite keyboard players, obviously, because he makes it to pick number nine. So yeah, that's my pick for today, Mr. Derek Sherinian. Uh, Sons of Apollo, Psychotic Symphony, Planet X, Moon Babies, and Dream Theater Change of Seasons are my three favorite albums featuring his playing. But like I said, insert any of the Derek Sherinian solo records. And my favorite song is Lines in the Sand from Falling into Infinity. Let us know what you think of Derek down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today. And we'll see you tomorrow for pick number 8. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube all together, and Instagram all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options all down there. Thanks in advance for all your support, folks. Greatly appreciated. We'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Tune in. We've got Talking Jazz coming up. Hopefully, should have that posted for you tonight. We're recording it tonight with myself and Mike Antonelli talking about Blue Note Records, the history of the label, and our favorite 10 albums released on Blue Note. That's coming up tonight. We've also got live album love with Rick Labonte. We're going to continue on with the alphabet. We're going to show and talk about some of our favorite live albums, starting with the letter B, artists and bands that start with the letter B. So we're going to B, favorite live albums. We've got Ken Golden, the Professor's Picks. We've got the UK Connection, talking about bands that we have a really lot of stuff from in our collections, right? Why do we have so much stuff from these bands, right? So bands in our collection where we've got studio albums, live albums, compilations, box sets, all sorts of stuff. I'm like, God, I got a lot of shit from these bands and artists, right? So we're going to be talking about that on the UK Connection this week. And then I will be ranking the albums, the very short catalog of Arc coming up on Sunday. It's only 2 albums, but a band that really needs to be talked about because they're really good, or they were really, really good. So I'll be doing that on Sunday. Till then, I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye.